In today's fast-paced world, the idea of a traditional wife often sparks debate. But what if we looked at it purely from an economic perspective? Imagine a typical day in a bustling city. There are families getting ready for school and work, professionals hurrying to meetings, and homemakers managing the household. Let's consider the economic value a traditional wife brings. Think about a homemaker who manages the household budget, shops for groceries, cooks meals, and takes care of the kids. All these tasks have real economic value. If we had to pay for these services, like hiring a nanny, a chef, or a cleaner, the costs would add up quickly. Now, let's look at Sarah, a homemaker in a suburban neighborhood. Her husband works full-time, and Sarah takes care of everything at home. She's not just saving money on childcare and housekeeping, she's also creating a stable, nurturing environment for their kids, which is invaluable. Studies have shown that children who grow up in stable households tend to do better in school and have fewer behavioral problems, which translates to long-term societal benefits. Another example is Emily, who manages the family's finances meticulously. She finds the best deals, plans meals to avoid waste, and makes sure every dollar is well spent. This kind of financial management keeps the family's expenses low and maximizes their savings, contributing to their overall financial health. So, could the traditional role of a wife and homemaker be economically beneficial for society? Let's explore. Let's take a step back to the 1950s and 60s. Picture those classic images of families from that era. The father going off to work while the mother stays home to take care of the household. This setup was pretty common back then, and it coincided with a significant period of economic growth. After World War II, there was a huge boom in the economy. Jobs were plentiful, and many families were able to achieve financial stability. Part of this economic stability can be linked to the traditional family model. With one partner fully dedicated to managing the home, families could operate like well-oiled machines. The homemaker's role wasn't just about cleaning and cooking, it was about creating a stable and efficient environment for the entire family. Take the example of the Levittown communities in the United States. These suburban developments, created by William Levitt and his company, were designed for the traditional family structure. Levittown homes were affordable for many returning veterans and their families. The majority of these households followed the traditional model, with the husband working and the wife taking care of the home and children. This setup allowed for a stable home environment, contributing to the overall economic well-being of the family. Then there's the example of the British post-war economy. During the 1950s, Britain saw significant economic recovery and growth, partly attributed to the stability provided by traditional family roles. Women who managed households enabled men to focus on rebuilding industries and infrastructure, which was crucial for the nation's economic recovery. So, while the traditional wife wasn't out in the workforce earning a paycheck, her contributions at home were invaluable. These efforts helped ensure that families were financially stable and communities were strong, which in turn supported the broader economic growth we saw in those decades. Homemakers play a huge role in the economy through their unpaid labor. Imagine if we had to put a price tag on all the tasks they handle daily: cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. It would add up to billions of dollars each year. Take child rearing, for example. Stay-at-home parents, mostly mothers, spend countless hours nurturing and educating their children. This isn't just about keeping kids safe and happy, it's about preparing the next generation for the future. Research from the OECD shows that early childhood education and care can significantly impact a child's development and future economic productivity. So, by staying home and focusing on their children, these homemakers are making a long-term investment in society. Then there's home management. Homemakers often manage the household budget, shop for groceries, and ensure that everything runs smoothly. According to a study by Oxfam, the unpaid work that women do contributes more to the global economy than the technology industry. Think about that for a moment. The economic value of managing a home is immense, and it often goes unrecognized. Community involvement is another critical area. Many homemakers volunteer at schools, organize community events, and support local charities. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, numerous women stepped up to support their communities by organizing food drives and providing essential services to those in need. This kind of involvement strengthens social bonds and creates a supportive network, which is invaluable during challenging times. So, while homemakers may not receive a paycheck for their work, their contributions are vital. They provide essential services that keep families and communities functioning, adding tremendous value to the economy that often goes unnoticed. In families where both parents work, there's usually more disposable income, which sounds great at first. However, the extra money often comes with its own set of costs. For example, paying for childcare can be really expensive, sometimes eating up a significant portion of that additional income. Then you have commuting costs, work clothes, and other work-related expenses that start to add up. Let's look at the example of a dual-income family in New York City. Both parents might be earning decent salaries, but they also have to pay for daycare, which can cost over $20,000 a year per child. On top of that, there's the daily commute, which might mean subway fares or even maintaining a second car. All these expenses can quickly reduce the apparent financial benefits of having two incomes. Moreover, the stress and time constraints in dual-income families can be overwhelming. When both parents are working full-time, they often struggle to find a balance between their jobs and their family life. This can lead to higher stress levels and less quality time with their children. According to a study by the Pew Research Center, parents in dual-income households report feeling more stressed and having less time for leisure and family activities compared to those in single-income households. Take the example of the Smith family in Chicago. Both parents work long hours, and while they have a comfortable income, they find themselves constantly juggling responsibilities. They're often exhausted by the end of the day, and family dinners or weekend outings become rare. The kids might be enrolled in various after-school programs and activities to fill in the gaps, but it doesn't quite replace the time spent with parents. So, while dual-income families might seem financially better off on the surface, the hidden costs and the impact on family well-being can be significant. It's a delicate balance, and the stress associated with maintaining it can sometimes outweigh the financial benefits. A traditional wife can play a big role in achieving economic stability for her family. By managing the household finances, she ensures that resources are used efficiently. For example, she might find the best deals on groceries, plan meals to avoid waste, and keep track of bills to make sure everything is paid on time. This kind of financial management can help the family save money and avoid debt, contributing to their overall economic stability. Let's take a real-life example from the story of the Duggar family, famous from the show 19 Kids and Counting. Michelle Duggar, as the homemaker, managed a large household with incredible efficiency. She developed systems for everything from meal planning to laundry to homeschooling, which allowed the family to live within their means and stay financially stable despite having many children. Fostering strong family and community ties is another significant benefit. When a traditional wife focuses on her family, she's able to create a nurturing environment. This can lead to better outcomes for children, such as higher academic achievement and lower rates of behavioral problems. For instance, stay-at-home mothers often have more time to volunteer at their children's schools, help with homework, and organize family activities that strengthen bonds. Beyond the family unit, a traditional wife often plays a key role in her community. She might volunteer, organize local events, or participate in neighborhood groups. This kind of involvement helps build a strong sense of community, which can be crucial during times of crisis. For example, during natural disasters or emergencies, communities with strong social ties tend to recover more quickly and support each other more effectively. In Japan, there's the example of community groups known as kumi, often organized by homemakers. These groups foster a sense of belonging and mutual support, contributing to the overall social stability of the area. Homemakers coordinate efforts to maintain public spaces, support local schools, and assist neighbors in need, all of which reinforce community bonds. So, when we look at the broader picture, the role of a traditional wife extends far beyond the home. By managing household finances wisely and fostering strong family and community relationships, she contributes to a more cohesive and stable society. Today, the idea of a traditional wife can be updated to fit modern economic realities. With remote work and flexible hours becoming more common, families have more options for how they divide responsibilities. This shift allows families to keep the economic benefits of a traditional homemaker while also adapting to today's societal norms. For example, consider a family where both parents work from home. They can split household duties more evenly while still maintaining their professional careers. One parent might handle the morning routine with the kids, while the other takes care of dinner and evening activities. This kind of flexibility means that both parents can contribute to household management and child-rearing without sacrificing their careers. A real-life example of this is the story of Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg and her late husband, Dave Goldberg. They were both high-powered executives, but they made it a point to share household and parenting responsibilities. This allowed them to maintain a stable and supportive home environment for their children, even with their demanding careers. Remote work setups also help reduce costs associated with commuting, eating out, and professional attire, which can be redirected towards family needs and savings. For instance, the COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the shift to remote work, and many families found that they could better manage their time and resources by working from home. This has led to a re-evaluation of traditional work and home roles. Shared responsibilities are another key aspect of modern adaptations. In many households, chores and child-rearing duties are divided based on who has more time or a particular skill set, rather than sticking to traditional gender roles. This approach not only balances the workload, but also fosters a sense of teamwork and equality in the household. Take the example of actor and writer Mindy Kaling, who balances her career with raising her 2 children. She often shares how she adapts her work schedule to be there for her kids, demonstrating how modern parents can successfully blend professional and personal responsibilities. These modern adaptations show that it's possible to retain the economic and social benefits of a traditional wife while embracing the flexibility and equality that today's society values. By redefining roles and utilizing technology, families can create a balanced and supportive environment that works for everyone. Economically speaking, the role of a traditional wife brings significant benefits. Homemakers provide invaluable services like managing finances, raising children, and fostering community ties, all of which contribute to economic stability. However, with modern adaptations like remote work, flexible hours, and shared responsibilities, we can enhance these benefits. These changes allow families to balance professional and personal responsibilities more effectively, leading to greater overall well-being. Think about the story of couples like Sheryl Sandberg and her husband, or families who have embraced remote work setups. They've shown that it's possible to maintain a stable home environment while pursuing careers. By valuing all contributions, both paid and unpaid, we can create a society that's balanced and prosperous. Ultimately, the best economic model is one that recognizes and values every role within the household. Whether it's a traditional setup or a modern, flexible arrangement, the key is to ensure that all contributions are appreciated and supported. This way, we can build a society that thrives economically and socially, benefiting everyone involved.